Hello, this unboxing is for a Bosch IXO, the IXO 6, and a whole collection of accessories. So let's crack on. I'll do the main tool first, so we'll just get the little accessories out of the way. So this is the IXO 6. This is the one that you can sort of customise what it looks like, which was a brilliant gimmick because it meant that I bought it again. So well done, Bosch. So we'll just open this up. It doesn't slide off, so I'll just cut it off. We'll open it up. First thing to notice is that it's basically exactly the same as the other IXO, which I'll just get for comparison. Exactly the same. The box is the same. The bits and bobs you get with it is the same. You get the same sort of lead with it, except that you get to choose the colours a bit. So you can see this one's slightly different looking. Also, the main thing that's missing on the new one is that you no longer get the mains adapter with it, which is a bit annoying. But anyway, so that's kind of nice. Exactly the same. That grip feels a little bit different actually, so let's just try that. Yeah, they've changed the rubber is a little bit different, it's different shape. It's basically exactly the same tool. This actually this one feels nicer, to be fair. This one feels a bit sort of clammier, if that's a word. So yeah, that feels a bit different. So that's the main tool. Of course, what you do with the main tool is you go out and buy accessories for it. So the first one we're going to look at is the Torx adapter, which looks a bit like that. Essentially, like all the tools, you press it onto the front and it kind of clicks on. And then you've got various settings that you can tilt it to. So that's the smallest screw, so I'm guessing that's going to be the lightest torque. So in theory, I haven't tested this, on the Nexel 1, which is the only sort of handheld one that's got torque, you can stop it on the first setting. That I can't stop, so I'm just wondering whether the torque is going to be a bit ferocious. Let's try it on that one instead. It's the other end of the spectrum. Yeah, there's no way I'm stopping that. Ow. You don't do that. You hurt yourself. Not clever. So yeah, that. I mean, it's well engineered, isn't it? It's nice, but I don't know. If you've got one and you use it, stick a comment in the comments below. But I do not see any point to that at all. That's probably completely useless. So next one we're going to look at is the angle adapter, sort of off-center adapter. So we'll put that on. That's it on. You release it just by turning that, but so click it to put it on, release it by turning that. So that puts the bit a bit more level with the top. So if you need to get into awkward places, like you're fitting a cabinet and you've got a screw at the top, or you're in a PC case or something like that, and you need to get down by one edge, that just puts it off to one center. Now obviously you can't use that with the other sort of adapters. It's just like that or nothing. So, and it's also pretty clear that it was designed for a different IXO, because it just doesn't, it doesn't look right. It sort of fits on, and then it's kind of on, isn't it? But it's not snug. So yeah, here's a considerably cheaper and probably better suggestion. It's one of those, so I'll take that off and I'll put that on instead. And what it is it's a little sort of extending rod, but it's got a cylinder on it that you slide off, and then it puts it at different angles. So I can put that in the end of the IXO, and I can I can sort of screw in a huge number of different angles, and I can lock it as well. So that is probably more versatile, and it's also significantly cheaper as well. So I'd probably get that, which you can find, you know, online quite easily. I'd probably get that rather than that, really. Don't really see there's much. I mean, it's obviously sturdier, but I mean, is it worth getting? I don't know. If you've got any thoughts on it, stick them in the comments, obviously. But wish I hadn't bought that now, really. So we're going to look at the saw next. This is the saw attachment, which goes on like all the other attachments. You just push it on, and to release it, you turn the catch, and that's it there. As you can see, that's actually it's not really spinning very fast, but it's obviously, you know, cutting while it's doing that, and you can see how it's got a little serration on it as well. Don't know how well you can see that, but it's got a serration on it, so it doesn't pull things in quite as much as it could. I've been cheating a little bit. I have used this quite a bit. We've got a lot of flat pack furniture with the house move, and I've been using this quite a lot, and it is actually pretty good at chopping up big cardboard boxes, because tearing them, you can hurt your hands doing that. You know, cardboard will sort of cut you in sort of ways. In fact, you can see there's a little bit of cardboard jammed in it there. I don't know if you can see that. So this was actually quite good at chopping up cardboard boxes, but I'm not sure whether it'd be much good at chopping anything else up. Obviously, it can't chop anything that's wider than the gap, and if you turn it around, you see that gap is actually smaller because there's a little bit of metal there. So he's only got about, I don't know, 2 or 3 mil. And it's not going to cut through 2 or 3 mil. I think if the cardboard fits in, it did do it. So chopping cardboard, brilliant. Anything else, not so sure. So the last thing I want to look at is the charging station, which is perhaps the biggest disappointment of all, for reasons that I will now share with you. So the idea is that you get your IXO, and then you drop it on there and it starts charging. And the way it does that is you plug your USB cable in, which is supplied with it, and then on the new IXO you go for your non-existent mains adapter, because I don't give you one. I've nicked this from my old IXO, and then you just kind of plug that in, and then I'll plug that in to the mains here, and then all you do then is just drop it in, and away it goes. It charges it. Now that looks pretty good for, you know, product photo shots, because it's kind of, you get a lovely view of the IXO, and all, except when you actually want to use it, that's quite annoying because the socket's a bit long. You want to take it out like that, don't you? Not like that. So the actual bit where you put the USB in is at the wrong end. So it looks great for publicity shots and marketing photos and for the photo on the box, but it doesn't. It's the wrong end, Bosch. It's the wrong end. If it's plugged in at this end, which I will simulate now by doing that, you can just take it off and put it back on, and then that cable can go over the back of the desk or against the wall. So you take it off, put it on, you take it off, you put it on. It's not the right end. It's not. Right, so that's annoying. But this is also annoying too. You can't use it with any of the attachments. I'll get the right angle thing, the sort of the angular thing like that. Plug that on. It doesn't work with it. It doesn't charge with it. It doesn't make contact with the little contacts correctly because it sticks out from the bottom. So you can't use it with any of the attachments. Here's the torque attachment. We'll get that on. Same problem. In fact, it's worse with the Torx one because that bangs into the desk. So you can't use any, obviously. Yeah, that's not going to work, is it? But it doesn't work with any of the adapters. any of the little cool little attachments. So it's like, oh, what a missed opportunity, because it's so much. It's better for the device if you can just drop it on and see and have it start charging. It's much better for it to do that, because then you haven't got to fiddle around plugging a cable into that port there, which is obviously quite vulnerable, because all these sort of USB ports, they've got a little plastic tongue in them, and it's quite easy over a period of time for that to become fatigue or for it just to snap off. So being able to drop it onto the charging station is like, that's brilliant. That's absolutely, I mean, that's what should come with it. Should come with that. It should come with this little station. It should come with a mains adapter, and it should, the socket should be at the other end. Obviously, a company as loud as Bosch isn't really going to care what I think. But I've said it anyway. I doubt they're not about to consult me on future products. But that's just my honest opinion of it. So it's kind of nice how you can choose the colour. That's great. I kind of like that. But the accessories are obviously left over from previous IXOs. In fact, they've even got pictures of them, and they look quite nice on the previous IXOs. But although they fit the new IXO 6, well, the new word IXO 6, they don't look quite right, and they don't really work. So yeah, I think you should sort of have a few sort of thoughts about that, Bosch, if you wouldn't mind. Any comments or any thoughts on what I've said, then obviously stick them in the comments. Liking and subscribing is appreciated. You can turn notifications off, that's allowed. And as ever, thanks for watching.